If there's no further discussion, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed, being none, agenda is passed. Any community announcements?
I have
Yes,
one
ma'am.
or two. Plain Crazy Saturday is this coming Saturday. I want you to know Roseman News had a great article in their paper about this upcoming Plain Crazy, and then front page above the fold in the Valley Press was an article. And this time we're going to have planes, trains, and Model A's. Mike Massey's going to be talking about the steam train in Zimbabwe.
Garrett's.
The Garrett. They're articulating, and kind of like the buses in Panama. But
Lancaster, the buses in Lancaster.
Oh, they articulate.
They have bendy
well.
buses there now.
I just remember the ones in Panama. Model A Club from Bakersfield is coming over, and they'll have approximately 10 to 12 Model A's. We're going to line them up in front of the admin building on the flight line side, like we did with the Jaguars and the MGs before. And they, of course, all want to come and hear Mike's talk, so it'll be about 20 of them. So the seats are filling up fast. We have a limited number of seats in this room for our Plain Crazy Saturday talk. So if you want an RSVP, email me or call me, and I'll make sure that you're on the list. And Plain Crazy is from 10 to 2. And thank you for your attention.
Thank you so much. Are there any other community announcements? Being none, we move to consent agenda. Is there a motion?
So moved. So, second.
Motion by Mr. Valentine, second by Mr. Deaver. Any public comment? Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Being none, motion passes. Item 4A, resolution appreciating and recognizing. This is Cathy Hansen. I will read the, I'm going to publish the order.
Oh my God.
All right. A resolution of Mojave Air and Spaceport expressing appreciation to Cathy Hansen for her outstanding service to the community. Whereas Cathy Hansen served on the board of directors of Mojave Air and Spaceport from 1995 to 2012, during which she provided outstanding service to the district and its employees, tenants, and customers. And whereas Cathy Hansen has provided outstanding service to the community of Mojave through her leadership in events such as Plain Crazy Saturday, the Mojave Experimental Fly-In, the Flight of the Voyager celebrations, and providing historical knowledge and artifacts to enhance the airport's appeal to customers and visitors. And whereas the district wishes to express appreciation to Cathy Hansen for her distinguished service. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Directors of Mojave Air and Spaceport that Cathy Hansen is hereby honored and thanked for outstanding service on behalf of the community, for her untiring efforts to better the district and community while serving as a director, and for her many thoughtful contributions to the district and Mojave. Be it further resolved that a certified copy of this resolution be presented to Cathy Hansen by the Secretary, along with an appropriate statement of the Board's heartfelt appreciation. Passed, approved, and adopted this 15th day of May 2018. Can I have a motion to approve that resolution? I have a motion by Mr. Deaver, seconded by everybody else on the board. I assume there's no public comment. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Being none, that resolution passes.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kathy.
What an honor. Wow.
Turn this way, David.
Okay.
And this way when you're done.
I don't know.
Okay, thank you.
I remembered we were going to do this, and I wore the worst clothes I could possibly wear.
That won't work on a campaign poster.
I give you the shirt off my back.
There you
Thank you,
go.
Kathy.
Thank you. Oh, thank you so much. I'm shocked and I'm honored.
Thank you, Kathy. You do such
Oh,
a
thank
fantastic
you.
job.
A good thing I'm taking the vitamins now.
Yeah, we have expectations.
40. Does this mean I can quit now? No.
Please don't.
I got to tell you, in 1969, I met the guy who was running the air races here. They were starting some air races in 1969. And it was Gerald Greenmeyer. I met him in Lancaster. I was doing an event for then Governor Reagan. He was running for government. And it was at the home of Ted and Dixie in Wilkes. And it was come and mingle with your favorite sports hero. And we had Wes Parker, first baseman, LA Dodgers. Dan gurney for those who like car racing, which is neat. And I thought, what the heck, I'll ask Daryl Greenmeyer, he just set the speed record in an airplane. And he said, yes. Well, he came and he brought this great big tall guy with him and happened to be Dan Savovich. But Daryl said, yeah, we're going to do some air races at the airport. Can I help? I said, like, can I be around those P-51s and Bearcats? And he said, sure. And I came here, and this building was still in its original Marine Corps Air Station state. And they were sleeping in sleeping bags here. They didn't stay in the hotels. They stayed in this building and in this hallway. And that was some of my first memories of this airport. And then when I was taking flying lessons, I could hardly wait until I'd soloed, but then I could fly to Mojave. It was so cool, I could fly to Mojave. I know that sounds silly to some people, but it, not to Jimmy.
So you were flying to Mojave from where?
Fox
Fox
Field.
okay.
General William J. Fox, as a matter of fact, was the Marine general who chose Mojave as one of the auxiliary Marine Corps air stations. So we call it Fox Field, but it is named after a general who chose Mojave, Santa Barbara, El Centro, 5 different airports to Marine Corps air stations. Thank you. I am
Very welcome.
deeply honored, and this is lovely. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
And if you need her number for event management.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to change my number.
Thank you so much. We moved to item 4B, Mr. Himes.
Yes, sir, gentlemen. This is our annual crack seal request. Just like the past request, we're asking for about $69,000. The only addition to previous request is now we're going to use we're going to rent a truck, save wear and tear on our own equipment. So it's FAA approved material, FAA the local vendor, or at least the only vendor in our area that provides the FAA material. And get it done in June.
All right. Is there any public comment on this? Is there a motion?
I have a question.
Go ahead.
This truck we're renting, is it just a flatbed truck?
Yes, sir.
But we don't have a flatbed truck?
We, no, not that we can use for this anymore.
Is it something, I'm just looking at the cost, I'm thinking, well, 10 years, we're gonna do this just about every year, there's $60,000, maybe we got to look at investing in the one that's something we can use for other purposes. Anyway, just
At this particular point in time, we're looking at our entire vehicle fleet, so. yes, we're
okay,
doing that.
appreciate it. I just wanted you to comment.
Yes, sir.
Any other questions from the board? Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Valentine.
Second.
Second by Mr. Parker. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Being none, motion passes. Mr. Himes, do you have a CEO report or no?
I do have a CEO report that's contained in your packet. At this time, I really have nothing further to add than what Corinne has put down on our CEO report.
Are there any questions from the board?
I see the paint's coming along on the airplane. That's good.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I have a comment. Isn't the tail and whatnot supposed to be orange instead of red on the F4? Just wondering.
I have not actually looked at that
Oh,
tail recently.
it's pretty
so
red instead of an orange red, but maybe it's a base coat. I don't know.
Interesting comment.
I haven't seen it. Is it red oxide maybe, primer?
No.
Yeah, it looked
No.
redder than that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's supposed to be orange for safety. I never find the
Yeah.
airplane if it
Well,
crashes.
it designates it as a
It
drone.
was a QF4.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just wondered.
We'll staff follow up on
That
that.
should be
But yay, it's being done. And thank you for the crack seal, by the way.
shivering.
That's really important.
Are there any, we have no board meetings, are there any director comments?
Yeah, I have direct comment. Got a little video we want to show you here, Jason. This is produced by the Kern County Superintendent of Schools and it's been showing in movie theaters in the Bakersfield area recently. It's about a couple of minutes long about what's going on in STEM education, science, technology, engineering, and math in Kern County. And you'll see some familiar sites there if we get it. There we go.
It was actually
creating career pathways really is not a high school, college, or junior college, community college effort. It really is an effort across K through 16.
Employers need to have employees that are trained and ready to go to work.
In Mojave Unified, we're fortunate to be surrounded by some very robust industries. And all of these folks come together to become our partners with whatever endeavors we're looking at.
If a student is involved in a CTE program, they're much more likely to graduate from high school to be prepared to enter the workforce.
You've got to bring the object up to your eye.
A successful educational program really is about specific skills. It's no longer about attaining a degree. It really is about preparing kids in a much more broader fashion.
Kern Public Schools, shaping our future, one student at a time.
Thank you. We had a meeting Monday of the Edwards Community, or yesterday, Edwards Community Alliance East Kern Educational Resource Network was founded by the Board of Supervisors several years ago to protect Edwards from the BRAC process. I'll read my column Sunday, you can find out what the state of that is. But one of the things that came up in that is there's an event called the Salute to Youth, which is held, I think, at Palmdale Airport every year. And the point of this event is to bring employers from all over the greater Antelope Valley, East Kern area, and then bring kids in. We bring kids in from Mojave, Tehachapi, and all over the Antelope Valley. One of the industries that rarely is ever at that thing or has any displays or anything, here's an opportunity to talk to some of the brightest kids in the valley from an industry that's always complained, all industries complain it can't anybody local, and nobody on the airport is ever present there. And so we were kind of wondering if, I think it's in October, I'll get the date, maybe if we could do everything we could to talk to the airport tenants to try to get them to put up a little booth down there and talk to these kids. And, you know, have something, there's fire engines and there's ambulances and there's all kinds of equipment. Have an airplane or some kind of physical display that I'm sure a lot of models and that sort of thing. I've talked to a lot of people here, Edwards, you know, as a reporter over the years, and I always ask them, how'd you get into this business? It's, you know, aviation, aeronautical engineering. Well, a friend of mine brought me up one day to Edwards or Mojave, and I got to sit in the cockpit of a whatever and touch an airplane, which is why we have these Plane Crazy events once a month. We have people from all over the world, and we have an awful lot of kids. We got to get them while they're young. We're starting them in the local schools in kindergarten with STEM education. And but we got to have those kids there so they can get exposed to that. So
That's good.
Thank you. Thank you. Are there any other director comments? Is there any public comment for an item not on the agenda? With that, we will move to closed session. Thank you very much. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I read a story today saying that the animal shelter might be closed, and I'm wondering if anybody knows what the status of that is.
The supervisor representative? Well, the airport's been trying for years to get it moved to a different location, and I thought we were talking about that, we're moving it over towards the school, haven't heard anything about being closed. Where'd you read this?
It was, I'd have to look. It was like GET or some website, news website, and it was talking about county closing that down for budget reasons.
I think it's Cal City he's thinking of.
That's what I was
thinking.
Cal City is about where we might potentially lose. That would be one of the things we would lose if we do not pass a measure on July 31st, and that's been in a couple of newspapers.
Yeah.
And what we would be doing is bringing our animals over here to you, is my understanding.
Yeah, my main concern is that there are a fair number of stray animals in Mojave, particularly dogs that I've run into walking around, and I would worry if that was closed or moved to, say, Tehachapi, that there might be an increase in that and how that might affect animal control. So.
We've had that problem since the dawn of time. It's better now, but...
Yeah, I saw about half a dozen of them roaming around near Incotech a few weeks ago.
Well, we have coyotes running around too, so...
Those were coyotes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. If there's no other public comment, then we'll move to closed session. Thank you so much.